Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. These readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, it's for you. Remember, they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everyone, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your September 2022 tarot scopes are up and out there for your viewing pleasure, so don't forget to check them out. For your key to the week this week, you have the Death card. Endings, completions, culminations. This is a week where things are coming to an end for you. Now, what I actually like about this is it suggests to me that you are coming into a space where things are being completed. This is where something is wrapping up. Cycles, patterns, old habits, bad habits, old thought processes or thought forms even are coming to a completion. This is a time where something's coming to an end. So I actually really like this for you guys this week, because it means whenever the Death card shows up, things are being released, removed or ended from our lives, and by doing so we free up space. This is the whole reason during the winter we cut back the brush or we get rid of the leaves, so that when spring comes things can grow anew. This is a week where you are doing, you're preparing for the autumn. All right, so you're doing, if you're anything like me, you do like a quarterly sort of deep clean. I mean, I do more than that because OCD, but yeah, like this could be one of those times. It suggests that this is a week where you are releasing, getting rid of or ending something. Now, in terms of the fact that it is the Death card, this also suggests that there are things that you are retiring. There are things that you are getting rid of or eliminating in some way, shape or form. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you have the Temperance card. This is very interesting to me because the Death card is number 13. Temperance is number 14, so you have a sequence of cards. Whenever we see numbers ascending, things are starting to speed up. Because the Death card is a completion or an ending, the Temperance card is the peace and the relaxation that sets in once something has come to an end, right? So, to be a little bit morbid, I'm probably going to get some complaints about this, but I don't demonize death. I never have done. It's a natural part of life. Being born is natural. Being alive is natural. Our bodily processes of all manner of the way that our body works, including the decay, is a natural process, and death is a natural part of the life cycle. Okay. Now what this means is, when something comes to an end and you feel, okay, yes, you feel the absence of that thing, but there's a peace. There's like okay, this has come to an end. Because you've got this as your actions and options card, I actually think for a lot of you, whatever you're releasing or retiring, or whoever you're releasing or retiring this week, there is going to be a moment where you kind of take stock and say, you know what, that was the thing that was holding me back. That was the connection. That was the thought process. That was the place even, or the friendship, or whatever it might be. The other thing as well, for those of you that have had sort of dramatic, loud, challenging situations where you've been sucked into stuff that really has bleep all to do with you, this could be a week where that comes to an end. So where people have been battling each other, or there's been a battle of wills where you've been pulled into it and you'd rather not have been, that comes to an end. I kind of feel like this is, if you're a parent, you will understand this analogy. If your two kids are arguing, I know my dad was a big fan of just banging our heads together. You done? Yeah? Okay, cool. Trust me, that ended it real quick. So I kind of feel like this is, this is let's say the social equivalent of that. All right. For your communications and conversations, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So in some way, shape or form, especially when it comes to your communications and conversations, This is you showing up as yourself. So Taurus, this week you're communicating effectively, but the conversations that you are having, while they are very much about release or letting go of, they're also about you finding the next element that is going to take your work, your relationship, your interpersonal connections, your studies, whatever it might be, to the next level. But it's like through a lot of the conversations that you have this week, you're going to come to realize what or who it is that you need to release. And by doing so, you'll see like almost instant growth. So you're going to be very much aware of like, wow, you know what, this thing, this person, this connection, this argument was really dampening my energy or my spirit, and now I'm ready to do something about it. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, the Queen of Pentacles with the Death card, honestly, I think this is the release of something that you held to. So this will be an idea or an avenue. For some of you, this might even be that you're changing your major. Maybe you're deciding to jump degrees. Maybe you're deciding to change schools. There's something about what you've done up until this point that you're like, okay, you know what? Even I, with my stick-to-itiveness and my staying power, realize this is no longer a viable option. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, it could very much be the similar situation, but because of that Temperance card, you might also come into the realization of, you know, like, because obviously I had jobs working for other people for a long time. But sometimes the job gets really crappy and you think to yourself like, gosh, you know what, I just want out. And then you kind of figure out what it is that you've been doing that's made the job crappy. This could be where you check in with yourself this week and you realize, oh my gosh, you know what, it's this thing that has been making the job hard, and it's coming from within. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, look, honestly, if you have employees, this could be a week where you are deciding to let somebody go. If you don't have employees, but you work for yourself on somebody else's behalf, you might be letting your employer go. You know, it works both ways for sure. And then for your those of you that are retired and no longer working, there's a moment of pure honesty here. And I think for a lot of you, this is where you're either calling out somebody who has created a lot of drama, or you're seeing a situation with another person for exactly what it is, and you're just kind of done with it. For your love and relations, you've got the Two of Swords. Okay, especially with the Death card, for those of you that are so inclined, your dreamscape and your intuition is going to be very high this week. But what this really speaks to me of, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, for those of you that have whose significant other has lost somebody, or there's been a death in their family, this could be where you're either having a really potent conversation about it that draws you closer together, or it could be a time of, I really feel like this for a lot of you, it could be a time of admittance, where maybe your significant other says to you, you know, I know they're past and stuff, but it's not that I'm glad they're gone, but at the same time, I don't feel, you know, maybe the upset or the hurt that I thought I would. There's something here where it's bringing peace, but that peace is almost like clouded by what should societally be accepted. So, you know, the usual response to someone dying is, oh my God, like I can't believe it, and you know, all of that. And I'm not saying that's disingenuous, but let's say you never got on with this person, or they were never kind to you. It's really hard to miss somebody like that. I'm not one to speak ill of the dead, because I always believe that they're not far away. But at the same time, I'm not the kind of person that's going to glorify somebody just because they passed. If we were never close, you were mean to me, you were actually quite cruel to me at certain points, why would I sing that person's praises? It might be a really deep conversation this week. It could also be a time of revelation in some regard. On the other side of this, that could be even sort of a bit heavier than that even. Maybe some of you are having a conversation with a significant other where you're saying, look, I really don't like this member of your family, and I might never get on with them. Sometimes we just have to accept that our partner and our people don't always gel. For those of you that are single and looking to get into a relationship, look, there's a lot going on this week, And with the Two of Swords, quite frankly, I feel like anybody that comes in this week will probably be more on the opposition sort of end rather than the connection. I mean, it could be really great for some aggressive, taboo kind of sensual interaction, but not much more than that. For your money and materials, you've got the Eight of Swords. When it comes to your finances, I'm going to say for some of you, this could be the end of a debt. For some of you, this could be the forgiving of a debt. That's very possible. Whether this is somebody forgiving a debt that you owe or somebody that owes you that you're kind of like, you know what, I'll just write it off for this situation to be done. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. For your physical health and vitality, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, but please watch out for your upper extremities, your arms, your hands, your wrists and your fingers when it comes to your home and environment. For some of you, I kind of feel like you're grounded this week. It's like you had plans, you were going to do something, maybe you already had set everything up, but for some reason it's not going ahead. You're homebound for some reason this week. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.